This is CSU Pueblo football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome. ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House. Car Pros John Wristen Show. Jim Brooks, that's Joe Cervi. That's the coach, John Wristen. Hi, everybody.
We just raised the noise level in this place.
I guess.
They are enthralled in all that is offered here.
Look at this. Goodness, Ryan. I don't know what you're doing over there, but
coming in hot.
Back it off a little bit.
Coming in hot.
Jiminy Christmas.
It's like a sound check at an Aerosmith concert. Check 1, 2.
Well, if you look at this parking lot when you pull in here tonight, you know something's happening.
Yeah, not a space in there. John comes in the other way because he parks across the street at his office. But if you go to the parking lot over here, there's not a spot to be had.
Yeah, I dumped my bags off, and I was parked in your mother and father-in-law's parking place there, the handicap spot there in front, to dump my stuff off. Luckily, I got out with about 20 seconds to spare because they're coming right around the corner and go, whew. Man, that'd have been bad news if I'd have been blocking their spot there.
You don't want to mess with my father-in-law. I'm telling you that right now.
Oh, we got a care package already being dropped off here for you, Coach.
Gifts for the coach.
Is it ticking? Okay.
4 weeks ago, maybe.
I know what I was going to just say. It's always...
Now it is. Indeed, it is an alarm clock now. Well, John, you got to feel proud of your ball club. That was a pretty thorough, complete game I thought you guys played on Saturday. Took care of business in all the right ways.
You know, Jim, it was really nice to see us maybe play a complete game that maybe we haven't played since probably our first game of the year. And we're trying to find that momentum, that mojo, whatever you want to say. And I really challenged the guys about understanding that you're supposed to put your head down, go to work for 60 minutes. The old pack way of trying to understand that. And then you really break it down even more that each play is probably 6 to 8 seconds. And then so your total amount of live play you're going to probably have is no more than 6 to 7 minutes in a game. And so we really challenged them to understand that. And I thought they came back. I thought our defensive line was really took the game over in a sense. And you could see as the game went on and on that we developed really our confidence got better, our momentum got better. You know, it just really was refreshing to see us dominate on our defensive line.
Yeah, Botts was incredible. And then Momar seemed to take his lead as the game wore on. Any number of times, I watched the game, the TV broadcast again, any number of times, they jumped right around their block and were standing there waiting. The running back or the quarterback, which way do I go? I can't go anywhere because they were right upon him.
I thought really Luke Carnelog did a lot with that. He was our co-player of the week along with Trey Botts. But they did a great job of playing great pack defense. And our defensive coaches did a great job. Levy Suanoa and Kendrick Van Ackeren and Herman and Smith and Randy Pagano and Ryan Tooley. They did a great job of putting those kids in a great position. I was really concerned about Highlands and the way they were doing things and fundamentally sound. I thought they were going to give us, we had to know where 7 was and where 1 was. He's just an unbelievable football player. Very humble kid, too. I really enjoyed this Highlands game versus a couple of ones that we haven't enjoyed.
Right.
But I thought it was a well-played game on both sides of our ball, being able to go dominate.
What I liked is the last you're on a 3-game win streak, and your level of play has risen with the level of competition. Fort Lewis is bad. Adams State was better. Highlands was better than Adams State. But your level of play has gone up as the quality, and you're going to face that this week with Shadron. So it's trending the right way. And I was talking to Herm on the sidelines as the time was running out on Saturday, and I go, what got into 92? And he just pointed to his head. He said, Trey's now doing what he's supposed to be. He's not trying to do everything else. He's not trying to be a linebacker. He's not trying to be this or that. He's just going and doing his job. And he was possessed.
Well, I think it's one of these things is you have one of those aha moments where you go, wow, I understand. And then I had some success doing it. And Trey is probably if you look at all the really, we've had a lot of them, really good defensive linemen. He is right up there on the athletic wise. Now, making a play and doing all the different things that it needs to be done is maybe one of the missing parts because he's been playing nose. He's playing nose, and that guy's not getting a lot of credit. He's always doing those things. So we've been moving to defense end. It's taken him a while to settle in. But I'm really feel good about his growth, and I think really I think Nooch and Wild really played a physical game that we hadn't seen in a while, and they were filling the gaps. You know, it's one of those things that on both sides of the guys, you heard me say this, and I use it as a general term, we played fast. We didn't beat ourselves. We didn't jump off sides. We didn't do a lot of different things. We played fast and we were focused. And so when that happens, you put your head down, that's all you could ever ask, and that's all what we did on Saturday.
Well, Nushi had one of the greatest interceptions in the history of interception. I mean, he laid out for that ball, stuck it with the one hand, kept the feet in bounds. I mean, it was an incredible play. It was astonishing to me that he made the play. Actually, it looked like it was going to be a touchdown or at least a big play toward the goal line, and all of a sudden he's there.
Well, I had a bad view of it, and I said, did he catch it? And was he in bounds? And sure enough, he was. And then watching it on the TV replay, he was in bounds by 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah.
And really just, you know, they tried to bring the back out and try to get him picked with the back, but he came over the top of it and really did a great job anticipating and really making an outstanding play.
Well, and I talked to him after the game, and he said he was surprised that the guy threw it. He goes, the way he was running and the way everything was unfolding right in front of me, he goes, I'm thinking I'm just going to, run these guys out of bounds. All of a sudden he chucks it. I'm like, I can get that. I thought it was pretty interesting that he's trying to process that as the play's going on. It was astonished that the guy let it go.
Well, he made one heck of a play, and that's what you do when you win ball games. You make those plays like that, and I thought our whole team really did a great job with that.
Well, I guess that all comes as part of slowing the game down but playing fast. I guess if you're able to process all that, not have to think about it, say, well, okay, you just react to the play. You don't have to think about the play you're going to make.
Well, we try to talk about the power of visualization and power of seeing it and doing it. And so, if you replay that 1,000 times in your mind, how much easier is it going to be for you? And it's a proven fact that you can, when you go through those steps, you can go play and slow that thing down and through the process because you understand it. Your body understands it. You got muscle memory to be able to do that. And so I think Nooch is one of those players that has done a great job with that.
Well, and I didn't notice, and we talked a little bit about it on the air, but I didn't know anything scheme-wise defensively changed from the week prior. It seemed that it was just turned up a notch.
Correct. I mean, we did a few.
Obviously, game prep.
We probably called maybe 3 or 4 different defenses, and so we kind of, I think we've learned a little bit from the Mines game in the sense that we backed off a little bit and let these guys go play and have answers within what we're supposed to do versus trying to be scheme in a sense that we don't have answers in a sense because our players can't execute it.
All right, John, why don't we, you want to do a couple plays?
Sure. Teasers.
Let's start off. We haven't talked offense yet, so let's go ahead and talk offense. Hunter Raquet here on our first play. We're going to listen to the game. I think set a pretty good tone here on this scramble play. Cut one. Fake into the middle. Raquet now under pressure. He's flush. He's going to roll to his right. He can just run. He's directing traffic. Cuts inside the 30. Inside the 25. Inside the 20. Down to about the 19-yard line. Crowd likes that as Raquet refused to give himself up, and he got extra yards.
And you see him pointing as he's running. Watch when he rolls to his right. He avoids the sack, avoids the pressure from the backside, rolls out to his right, and as he points, that freezes the defense.
Kind of makes sense at all there, John.
Well, you guys did a great job of describing what happened there, and I thought one thing about Hunter on that play, he was trying to look and he saw the he had enough room to go make the first down is what we try to coach him and try to make sure. And then he makes a cut up in the middle of the field and it really,
right in front of you.
Really exploded in a sense. And he really showed his athleticism and being able to show what he can do as an athlete in the space about planting that foot and getting north and south. So that was really a positive.
Yeah, he looked like he could be an option quarterback there with that move he put on there.
Sure.
That DB just went flying right by him. I'm sure you don't have that in the offing, though.
Well,
Am I going to see any triple option with Hunter Roque?
No.
Maybe with Leslie.
No.
No. Okay. All right. Maybe with the Frenchman in an emergency situation. He looks like he could be that kind of quarterback. Let's stay with the offensive mood right now. And the play we're going to listen to now, this guy had an incredible ball game. And Joe mentioned it during the game. It seemed like the chemistry between Hunter Roque and Max Fine was off the charts. Here's our second play, cut 2. McGarry's into the ball game. The freshman, he's in the slot to the right, along with Mitchell. Straight drop back by Roque. Looks left, fires over the middle, caught inside the 10, down to about the 4-yard line. Max Fine. They're going to mark him down at the 5-yard line, but another strike by Roque.
And again, he had plenty of time. And when Hunter Roque has that kind of time, Max Fine will get open.
Able to step into it, more or less, John.
Well, when you don't have people around the feet of the quarterback, you can feel settled and throw the ball and not force a high throw or not feel comfortable. And one thing about Hunter that's done a great job, he gets the ball out quick when he sees that. And so he went through his progression, and really Max was his second part of that progression and was able to hit him. And Max did a great job of settling right in the hole and did a great job of, that ball's hard to catch.
Yeah.
that ball's coming at you. And Max did a great job of catching it and getting north and south and putting us in a great position to be able to score a touchdown.
All right, speaking a little bit of aggression, our favorite, the wingman, as we're calling him now, because 54 wings, 60 wings, whatever you want to say, Austin Bacher. This guy hits you, and when he hits you, you stay hit. Here is his touchdown run early in the game. 2nd and goal from the 4. This time, Bacher lines up on the right hip of Roque. That's Villapana in motion, the tight end. They give it to Austin up the middle. Bangs his way to the goal line. Touchdown, Thunderwolves. Get out of my way.
Good, hard-nosed football from the Thunderwolves on their opening drive.
Well, Bacher more or less knocked his own man out of the way there, the blocker.
Exactly. It was one of those where we pulled the guard up on the linebacker, and if Austin was a little bit slower. I mean, not slower in the sense of reading it, making sure. Sometimes you get there so fast you can't. That happens, and so if he's on the hip of that, being able to get there, he's going to walk in. But he runs in, and then he was able to make it. He made it a little more dramatic than he needed to be, but we'll take it. He got us in the end zone. But the best part of that, I believe that was close to really a 5-minute drive that we had opening the ball game, and when that happens, you go, all right. You
can relax
felt
a little.
Good.
There was rhythm. It was like, and you're dictating, run, pass, all the plays you had in your mind, or that Wilk or Braley you guys had in scheme. Okay, boom, 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 touchdown.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It was really well organized and well ran and well executed, as we talked about.
Braley was all fired up before the game. He was, the coach's booth's right around from ours, and he's sticking his head out trying to get high fives before the game starts. I go, that's a first.
Yeah, got a little enthusiasm up there. Why don't we stay with the Bacher theme? We're going to jump ahead here. We're going to jump ahead. Aaron, we're going to go up to cut 7 here. And since we're talking about the physicality of Austin Bacher, this may be one of the more physical runs we've ever seen right here.
The computer is restarting.
All right, we're going to, we'll get back to the highlights. The old computer, John. They're changing the station, by the way. I don't know if you knew that, because did you see the hangar got knocked down over there? Along I-25, because our station's right, iHeart's right next to it.
I don't get out much this time. Okay.
Anyway, the wrecking ball hit, and it's going to hit, the studios of Fox Sports Pueblo here soon as well. So they're going to be in their new digs down on Union, I think is where the new place is. So hopefully they get a new computer too. But we'll resume the highlights in a little bit. I tell you what, let's do. Let's go ahead and take a timeout right here, and we'll just resume where we picked up.
Sounds great.
Sounds good. It's our wings. We're still waiting on. We got naked wings coming. What else we got, Joe?
We got the caprese and the mango habanero. I didn't want to mess anything up for the last 3 weeks. It's been this. I'm not superstitious. Yes, I am.
What do you got? Yeah.
But we have the 3 weeks of the exact same fare, so let's make sure that we do that until we don't have to do that anymore.
What's in the bag, John?
Can you share on the air or no?
No, I can't. It's not for you.
There
It's
you
for
go.
my information only. It's,
All right.
It's something that's very enjoyable.
Oh my!
Wow.
That must be why it's in a brown wrapping.
It's in a shopping bag. It's not in a.
Not in a box. You know, my brother, Tommy, he always listens to the show. He works for UPS, and he says it's funny. People think they're being really discreet in what they're ordering. All the drivers, they know exactly what's in each. They go, okay, what do you got? Well, I got this, I got that. What do you got? That's a funny story. That made me laugh.
Oh, I'm glad.
It is the Car Pros John
much
Wristen Show. We are at ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House. It's all you can eat wing night. Try to get a parking place. You may have to park up the road a little bit, but that's all right. It's worth the walk. Come out and join us for our segments 2, 3, and 4. They're all coming your way next on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is the John Wristen Show. Let's join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi, along with CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves head coach John Wristen.
And welcome back, ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House, Car Pros John Wristen Show. Delivered our food, the naked wings, the caprese. Yeah, I got it right, Joe. And the habanero.
It only took how many years have we been doing it here?
Yeah, well, I've been working on it.
Italian tomato thingy is what you normally call it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good for you guys. I don't touch it.
It's too healthy for you?
Why don't I don't know.
It's just not you.
It's just not me. It's just not me.
What a packed house we have here.
It is amazing here tonight. We got a full table over here. All right, we got a lot of big parties in here. Our usual big party.
You know why? Because the food is good here. I mean, we're here, but the food is really good at the ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House.
Well, we got to thank the Nardinis for the Car Pros for letting us have a chance of sponsoring the show. But being a part of this Wednesday night has just been unbelievable here at the ThunderZone. How about that TV commercial they got? That was pretty cool.
That was good. That was good. Got to see the back of Joe's head.
Slick. Hey.
It was called a whiteout, right?
Look, this coming from two guys that aren't that far behind me, and mine's gone. Well, I shave it. You guys are going to be close.
Well, I got.
Hey,
I gave in. You see the picture on Nick Donovan, of course, the Friday deal. They had my old afro that he had on the.
I saw that.
That was some classic afro hair.
I'm glad someone called you a friend, right? Friend.
It's good to have one friend. Friend Friday.
Was that what it was? Friend Friday.
Friend Friday, and it was my friend.
Yeah.
So poor Nick, he's down at the bottom of the barrel.
I kind of shamed him into doing it. I told him, I go, what's the matter with me, Nick? He goes, I was going to ask you. I go, don't have to cover for yourself.
Yeah, I was going to ask you next.
Exactly.
It's nothing like biting yourself.
Right? Well, it's kind of what I did.
He's your creepy uncle.
That's for sure. That is for sure.
Creepy.
We got a lot of things going on here tonight at ThunderZone as well. We got all the screens going. We got Yankees, Astros. We got Padres, Phillies. We got hockey a little bit later. We got the Nuggets opening up against Utah. So it's a big night. Got a college football game as well. So a crazy, crazy night here at the ThunderZone, as well as the Car Pros John Wristen Show.
Well, one of the great things about the ThunderZone right now is such great weather. You can sit outside. They got a great patio and doing the things out there, and so it's a big time place. You got to come down and enjoy it.
That's where Ryan's at. He's right by the garage door over there. I'm going to say, hey, Ryan.
We just needed someone coming in. Ask a question on the hot mic.
A little hot mic. Well, we're going to go some more hot highlights here. And, since it screwed things up, saying we're going to go ahead to Austin Bacher, we're going to move him back in the pile again.
Okay.
We're going to go defense now. And this was a crazy play. Kind of got your defense going. And it was the old double tip drill. Cut 4.
Well, let's see if he goes.
Everybody creeping up along the line of scrimmage. And they're going to go straight drop back over the middle. Ball's up in the air. Tip drill again. Caught, intercepted by the Thunderbolts. Lateral around the right side, inside the 30, down to the 25-yard line. They lateral the ball to Eli Pittman, but the interception was made by Luke Conaloff.
I am prophetic for what Luke Conaloff couldn't be happier for a guy, the senior out of Erie, Colorado. That ball was tipped 3 times in the air.
Yeah, we've heard of the double doink. That was the double tip.
Wild Germano really wants to go from his lineman.
Well, I thought that, it was the ball popped, and then what makes those plays happen is you're running to the ball. And that's what we were doing. And it looked like a volleyball. You're setting up, you got three
exactly.
hits
Where's the spike?
and Luke was right in the right position and caught the ball. It reminded me a play we've had about 3 years ago when Luke, I think it was against Chatham, that intercepted and ran right down the sidelines right there. And it was a beautiful hustle play. And then they thought they were going to pitch it to Eli, and he was going to run down, and we got tackled. But that was a great hustle play by the whole defense being in that position, and I'm really proud of Luke.
Well, the conversation right prior to that play was talking about Luke. You remember he was your co-defensive player of the game. He seemed to be on a different level energy-wise and comfort-wise Saturday, and it was all over the place. And I kind of said it's time for him to make a play, a big play. And hey, how about that?
Well, did you buy a lottery ticket?
No, but how great is it that he's still here?
Oh, it's unbelievable.
I mean, people don't understand his story.
And I think he's really enjoying it now. I mean, not that he didn't enjoy it, but, he's had to manage through. His knee isn't quite right, but it's the other knee that's giving him a little problem. But he's out there battling, and he's such a force, and he's really a good football player when he's healthy.
All right, that sets the defensive tone. This next play is one of 2 plays we're going to listen to tonight, but it's did he make defensive player this week?
He not only
Yeah.
Not only did he make RMAC defensive player, but he got D2Football.com player of the week.
I'd say he should have. And this first play was just an incredible show of strength. Cut 5. 2nd and 5 from the 34-yard line. Man in motion. Resets in the backfield. They give it up the middle, and this play is blown up by the throw. Look at the strength there by the Thunderbolts' Trey Botts as he had a hold of the jersey and just took him down. As you know what? Budget thought he was going to get away there, Joe, but he couldn't because of the strength of Botts.
6'3", 285. Trey Botts with a giant paw, a thunder paw. Look at that. Grabs him and then just pulls him down.
That was amazing, John, the way he just ripped him down with one arm.
Well, he made a play because he was doing what he was supposed to do, is one of those things. And then he got out of balance and kind of fell when he hit him and then slid, but he stayed on it. And as Joe said, it was a thunder paw. I'm just glad it was my man Trey Botts' paw that made the play, and he just pulled him down right there, and he wasn't going to be denied. And that's the beauty of it. He wasn't going to be denied. It was one of those relentless efforts that you got.
You know what? You spoke of the Player of the Week honors or whatever. Our good friend was a little salty about that, Chase Vaughn. He's a longtime listener, one of our favorite Thunderwolves of all time, doing killer things up in Aurora right now. But Chase tweets out that he never once got Defensive Player of the Week in the RMAC. And
he could have been Offensive Player of the Week one week.
He could have been Defensive Player about 30 times over his career at CSU Pueblo, but I tweeted back, the RMAC really didn't care for CSU Pueblo back in the day. They grew to appreciate them on the football field.
Well, I'd have to go through the records. I think Chase Vaughn in the RMAC had to be Player of the Week.
He said he never was.
Well, okay.
Well, we apologize. Let's just call you.
He was our Player of the Week.
Yeah,
on many occasions.
Could be on the Mount Rushmore of Thunderwolves football players on the defensive side, that's for sure. Well, let's move back to offense here, and this was an incredible big play in the ball game. This will be cut number 6. Nigel Mitchell split wide to the left. Looking the slot, Fine is wide to the right. Straight drop back by Roque. Steps up in the pocket, fires down the middle, caught by Nigel. Nice move! Inside the 20, inside the 10, touchdown! Thunderwolves
little pack magic for Nigel Mitchell and Hunter Roque.
Boy, they're giving Roque just enough time, and when he can step into it, Joe, it's a thing of beauty.
That route took a little while to develop, and then once Nigel Mitchell got it, he caught it and turned the other way and was gone.
Kind of put the defender, I think I said, in the spin cycle there, John, is what he did. Just to be able to stop on a dime like that and then watch everybody go by, and he just strolled it on in.
Well, it was kind of nice because we put Cookie underneath and they bracketed him, and then we ran a little post with Nigel over the top of it. And Hunter found the seam, and Nigel caught it and then spun out of there. And really, I really don't like the way he finished that touchdown because he did a track relay and the ball was still a little bit behind the goal line, so we pointed that out. And then he was all excited and we all celebrated, and those guys like to jump up, and he jumped up and hit Bob, our offensive guard, and it spun him around and wasn't a good thing. So
well, you might as well update us now. What's the status?
Nigel's out. We don't know exactly what the injury is, but he's out definitely for this week.
So there's a ray of hope that it might be all right?
There's a very, very, very small ray.
Okay, all right. Well, it was an incredible play, and we've
How many
seen
guys
that before, that celebration deal.
Celebration and blow out their knee doing it.
All right, let's stay offense, and we're going to go back to that power play we talked about since it's hockey night here at the ThunderZone. This was his own little bit of a power play by Austin Bacher. This will be cut 7. First and 10, Thunderwolves 38-yard line. Same formation as the last play. Straight drop back by Roque. Pass flat caught by Bacher. Stiff arm up the sideline, inside midfield, inside the 40. Never does go down. He steps out of bounds at about the 42. What a stiff arm there on the side.
The physicality of Austin Bacher on display.
Yeah, that was a really a powerful man running down the field and making things happen. And he gets north and south, and he looks to take out those guys. And that was very, very well executed. He made the most of that play, and it was really awesome. You know, the play about Nigel, the other thing is our line gave our quarterback unbelievable protection, and so it was really nice for them to have some really great effort so that our quarterback could be able to throw.
Okay, another guy on offense that continues to shine is your red shirt freshman, a guy that's kind of right at home in Pueblo with the name of Rakowski. Let's hear his touchdown. Oh, I have a feeling the computer again.
Well, he scored.
Control alt delete.
There we go. High snap and handled by Roque. They pick up the pressure. Up the left side. Wide open. The freshman touchdown. Rakowski.
Flag on the play, though. I don't know if this is post-touchdown or during the play.
Well, Joe on 2 touchdowns in the game had to be Debbie Downer in the game, but both flags, fortunately, turned out to be against the defense. But that's the first thought. You see that flag back, oh, man, it can't be a hold, can it? And the longer it went, it turned out, I think I was in legal hands of the face job there. But, again, Rakowski, describe the move there, John, because it happened so quick. Did he fake the out and go up, or what happened to get him that open?
We took the outside receiver and kind of cleared it out, and then Zach was running it out, and then we ran up the sidelines, and he had the inside linebacker or the outside linebacker on him, and he bit on the out, and we were able to run up, and there wasn't anybody around him then. So.
Now, is that recognition by Roque seeing, hey, this guy is going to have a linebacker on him? Is that like a pre-snap read knowing I want to get to that guy, or is it just happen that he sees it that way?
It's just a pre-snap call that we're going to read, and we got some answers that are coming underneath it. It's a great design by Braley and Wilk, and again, great protection with Coach Simel's offensive line was really good.
All right, I got this next one labeled spitballing. I'm not sure what it entails here. It's cut 9. Oh, I think I do know what it is now. Let's go to cut 9. Now Thunderbolts with this field position, they're going to kick off to the 50. I always like to see a long little pooch kick here inside the 20. You got your coverage people up here. Why not take a chance here?
Why not onside it?
Try that as well. You might give up a lot of field position, but if you kick it deep, I'm saying like a deep pooch kick is what I'm saying.
I got you.
Kick it down inside the 20 here.
I look at it as your defense is playing great.
Here's the kick. And he's just going to bang it out the back of the end.
John takes all that out of it. He took all the fun of that discussion.
I guess now the hindsight, Joe, is if I try that little play that Brooks wants me to try and we pick up a ball on the bounce and they run it back 80 yards for a touchdown, I look like a fool.
You know, you two sound like my coaching staff right now.
Well, yeah. Well, you kind of cut it off there, John, but we actually said John doesn't really care
what we think. And he hasn't for a long time.
You guys,
but you used to shock us. And now you're all wise and mellow as you get age. You're like wine.
Well, walk us through that, though, John. Does that thought process go in your mind? Say, you know what? Because we used to have that little kick with Kyle Major, right? He kicked the long onside kick and blew it down the sideline.
Sky kick, we call it. Try to do that.
That's the term.
And you're right, but I'm kicking a freshman kicker, and I think you got to have a little moxie. You got to have a little confidence in it. We have a KVA who runs our kickoff, and he wanted, we had a play in, and I called it off because I didn't want to give them any momentum in a sense. And so there's really three things. One, what we did, he kicked it through the upright, and he was proud of himself, let it a long field goal. Two, you can put it up as high as you want and make him catch it right at the goal line. They're going to fair catch it usually now, the rule. And the third is the other option that we talked about. We had that, but I just wasn't.
It's got to feel right.
I wanted to make sure our momentum, and I didn't want to give them any momentum, and our defense is playing so well that I was a little conservative.
All right, we're running a little over here, so we're going to go ahead and take our break here. We'll come back. We got a couple more highlights. We got some questions that are coming in. If you have a question for the coach, 719-671-7574, 719-671-7574 if you want to text in a question for the head coach. It is the Car Pros John Wristen Show. We are at ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Sports Pueblo, 1350. This is the John Wristen Show. Let's join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi, along with CSU Pueblo Thunderbolts head coach John Wristen.
And welcome back, ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House, Car Pros John Wristen Show for our third segment here. Yeah. Oh, that's it, Rock. Rock is excited. Rocktober, us all part of Packtober.
It's stuck, John.
And Packtober continuing this weekend. Chadron State is the opponent. We'll talk about them in our next segment. We got some questions lined up, but we got to get a couple more plays in here, John, because this one is going to be cut 10, and it's the defensive player of the week. Great drop back here. Comes pressure out the edge. He steps up. They got him again, and it's another sack for Potts.
That's officially his third, but it should be his fourth. They went 3 or 4 games without one.
Another twist up the middle here by the Thunderbolts.
And he pops it outside and comes around. And the reason why I said that, John, is because he had 3 at half. And we're like, okay, I go back to you got to give these guys credit because this is a career game.
Well, you only get a few of these opportunities, like you're saying, and so I think our stats that we had him at 3. So
maybe he had some help with one.
Well, I was going to just say that was great team defense that we played because he.
Well, not only the sacks, but he had 3 other tackles for loss. I mean, he was a force.
Yeah, so it was really nice to see them play that defensive line and get that pressure. And Botts is the one that came free and made a heck of a play. I think Momar Fall and really Cody Ramming was just absolutely amazing on a few of those. He's a little bit undersized. He's learning how to play, but he's getting better each week as we go. And there was a play in the game that you don't have, but he got drugged down, and then he got right back up, we call it hot stove, and ran 10 yards down the field and made a tackle on the tunnel screen. And I thought it was really impressive. It was one of those plays we showed to our team about hot stove, effort, and how important it is. And so those little things make a difference when you win ball games.
And you've been waiting for and wanting defensive line play.
Yeah, that's the... If you had to say the pack way, that's something we've established for a long time ago, and it was really comforting to see these guys get some confidence to go play.
All right, we got one more play. We're going to take this. We already previewed it in our opening segment tonight, but the big interception by Nushi. First and 10 at the 15-yard line by the Cowboys. Here comes pressure, gets the pass away. Broken up and intercepted. What a catch by the Thunderwolves. Are you kidding me? Nushi, Tiger Pride, the Lahana standout. He stabbed that with one hand and hauled it in on the interception.
Now remember, he used to be a defensive back. Northern Colorado recruited him as one, and he showed up here as a defensive back. They moved him to linebacker. So I'll go to linebacker.
Go ahead. Break that one down. That was perfect analysis.
Way to go. That was awesome. And be able to make sure that Tiger Pride, and I'm glad he's really playing well at linebacker. He's getting more comfortable, and he did a great job. They tried to pick him, and he rolled over the top of it, and quarterback kind of lofted it up for him, and he made one heck of a play.
I got 4 texts when I said Tiger Pride on TV from people watching in southeastern Colorado.
Well, good.
Yeah.
All right, Ken checking in from Missouri wants to know which younger, inexperienced player coming in you think has really shined more than you thought would at this point. Kind of been a pleasant surprise for you.
I think that really Isaiah Pittman has done a nice job. He's come in, and we had a little tough stretch here with our injury situation, and Isaiah came in and really did a great job. I think Dorian has come on, and I thought Dorian was a steal for us, and I still think he's absolutely a gem to be a part of our program. And
Did he get offered at CSU?
yes.
Thought so.
And then when the coaching changed,
right?
Yeah. So I think that those are really the guys that I think that are young freshman kids that have a chance to really be a mainstay in the program for a couple of years.
Okay, let's stay on that injury theme. Can Max Gonzalez petition for another year of eligibility due to his injury?
No, he's played too many games.
Too many games. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought so because it's already halfway through the season.
Right.
That's a tough break there. Also, one final question here, John. What happened to the national championship mural in the Thunder Bowl? It's not there. Are they going to repaint it, or what happened?
Well, it's up on the wall. It's up on the east press box. If you see it, it's up there.
Okay.
But the one on the cement, we get a couple of those storms, and they just the thing's so big that it really causes it to come up, and then the wind just howls out there sometimes, and it comes up. So we thought we'd put it in a safer place.
Okay,
So
we're talking about the painting on the concrete.
Right, it's not a painting.
It's not. I thought it was it's not painted on there.
No.
All these years, I thought that was painted on.
No, it's something.
It's like an overlay.
Whatever. It's one of those sticky things you put on there, or whatever.
Okay,
it's called.
like a decal.
Yeah, it's a decal that we put out there, and that's what happened.
Okay, all right. That's the questions I got. It's good
Is that
thing because
it?
we ran out of time there because we had so many highlights.
You got the
hot mic. If any other questions want to come in for John, I got a lot of questions for you about Chadron State when we come back on the other side.
Well, let's bring it.
Let's do that. Let's go ahead and take our final break here. We'll come back. We'll talk about this week's opponent, Chadron State. They come in town. It's the red letter game, as John likes to call it. CarPro's John Wristen Show here at ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House on Fox Sports Pueblo.
CSU Pueblo Thunderbolts football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back. CarPro's John Wristen Show, ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House, all you can eat wing night. I'm getting smart, Joe. I'm ordering my wings ahead of time because a couple times they've had so much business here that they ran out of wings for me. They had them for John and they had them for Dave Robinson.
Well,
got theirs after I ordered mine, and they told me I was out.
What does that tell you?
Well, there's priorities.
The coach always gets his.
There is priorities, and when you get the Wristo wings, they're saved. They're mixing them up back there.
I think they covered your wings in Wristo. They said, get the coach's wings out there. They turned yours into Wristo wings real quick.
Right, exactly. John, we had one more question. I forgot people want to know. I know you don't want to talk about it, but we talk about it, and I'm guessing I'll phrase it this way. Nothing has happened in this season to this point which has eliminated you from consideration for postseason action as long as you keep winning.
There's a lot of football left to be played.
Right.
And our job is to go 1-0 each week and let the chips fall. So I really think that there's a path, but our path has to make sure we handle our own business.
This game.
And so we got to go 1-0, and I hope that we can continue this upward trend that we've developed, and we really got a chance to finish this thing out the right way, but it's really we got to keep improving and keep making sure that we are detailed oriented in this process we go through, and we got to play with discipline, and we got to be focused on the things that we got to do.
Well, I guess as bad as things were and they felt when you were 1-3, you couldn't have had a better scenario than the way this season is unfolding, because every team that was ahead of you, the next stepping stone, it seems like each team is progressively better, not only talent-wise, maybe record-wise, and you have to up your level of play if you want to get to that goal. You got to be better each week. We've seen it the last 3 weeks, and you're going to have to be that much better still against Chadron State this week.
Yeah, but I think it takes a lot of confidence, and I think we lost it a little bit early on, and I mentioned it when going through there, and I think our kids were just pressing so much for how to make a play, and I think the anxiety that develops, and I think that we try to stress that we got to go to work and control what we can control, and ready to go from there. But the reality of this, our kids are playing fast, they're playing locked in, and they're having a lot of fun, it seems like, and we're having fun coaching them. And so when you're 1-3, you're not having a lot of fun. And so that was one of the things that we had to really refocus and focus on us, and let's get back on the right track of Pac football.
Well, your opponent this week, Chadron State, seems like they're kind of on an upward trend. They got knocked down a peg early on. I think they lost 35-0 to Angelo, but that's Angelo beating up on everybody. They had Mines down early in the game. We're playing a brilliant ball game until Mines hit a couple big plays on them and then eventually kind of stretched it out. But they've showed flashes of being pretty darn good.
I think that early on they were. I think they're beat up a little bit is what it seems to be. They're
playing on their second or third quarterback.
They're on their third quarterback, and so. And he's a redshirt freshman I get from Kearney, Nebraska. That's a lefty, and I think they're gaining traction with him, is what I'm saying. I mean, when you're trying to grab and pull, and when you go through that a little bit, you're just trying to figure it out. I think they're, they got a couple different freshmen playing on defense also, with their corner situation. But I think more importantly, they had that steady Eddie quarterback. I forget his name, that played all 4 years last year. The last 4 years we played. And they thought they had a guy replacing him, and then he gets hurt in the first game or second game. I don't know exactly when, but then the second guy gets hurt and the third guy goes through. We've gone through all that. Yeah. And it's really a credit to them. They're well coached. They're sound in what they do, and like I've said always, I enjoy competing versus Chadron because I know it's going to be a class unit that plays with discipline, plays football the right way.
Well, and I think this is probably a comfort going into this week, is what you're going to get.
Right.
Now you just have to be able to match up and counteract that. But with them, there aren't a lot of secrets. They do what they do, and for a lot of years, they did it really, really well.
Yeah, and I think that you look at last year's game, and we were up there. I think we scored 42 unanswered points, but the first quarter, you're going, what?
Yeah, what's happening
What's
here?
going on? And
Spirited game, too, last year.
it ended up being a little
Chippy.
You know, our guys like Tanner Draper, who we're going to see next week, but he ends up causing a lot of commotion, if you want to say.
Stirs the pot.
Stirs the pot. Sometimes a lot of that's self-inflicted, but at least in that game, there was a spirited game for sure.
Well, you talk about their injuries, but one thing they don't have to do is reinvent the wheel. But they've got that system. You know, they're going to hit the tight end with a big guy there, and they get some speed on the edge. They like to run it at you. It's it's like Joe said, it's there in front of you. You know what you have to do. You just have to try to stop it.
Yeah, they got a running back that played at UCLA. The big Starks kid is number 34. You know, he's 6'1", 245, and he's number 34. And he gets the ball downhill. You watch out. You see guys just cringe to go tackle him. He's like Austin a little bit, but he's pretty physical. But they got a returning starter, number 22, that. Played against us last year. And he's like 5'8", 175, and they think, like he's the Danny Woodhead mode that made Chattern a famous place, and before we started the program, and so they got really thunder and lightning back there and be able to do that. And then, I think number 4, their wide receiver, is really outstanding, and he's got 12 balls, and he's a big play guy. And, they got 3 returning starters in the offensive line, and I think those other spots are real young, so they're trying to mix and match it that way. On defense, they always seem to find. There's a kid out of Eaton, Colorado, played in the All-State game. And I'm trying to remember his name. It's True. I believe his name is True. He's a defensive lineman. He just is really stout, like Tony Campton type, you know. And they got 2 of those guys right there. So it's really going to be tough sledding because they're very fundamentally sound, and those linebackers play downhill, 41 and 9. And then they bring a guy off the edge. He's from Aurora Central. He's a guy that's a really good pass rusher, number 0. You're going to find out about him and watch him. And then their secondary, their safeties are going to be downhill, but they play the spoke thing, with their safety. So they're going to give up a little bit of holes. And when they play man, we got answers for that. But they're really sound and always what they do. Their front's good, the front 7. I'm going to see those linebackers play downhill on that. So, their offense is really, it's quarterback oriented like all of ours are. And they're going to try to get it out on the perimeter. They're going to try to run the ball downhill on us. And they're going to take their shots, play action, and I think they're going to try to screen it, and eliminate our pass rush a little bit with that.
Well, you'd like to go ahead, Joe.
I just would say you don't realize Jay Long, the head coach, has been there 11 years now. He's the second longest tenured coach in the RMAC behind the old man in the sea here.
I thought Jazz Baines might have been.
Jazz hasn't been at Western for 11.
I think he has.
Has he? Wow.
All right.
Because he left when O'Boyle left, right? So I guess maybe.
Or maybe the year before O'Boyle.
Yeah, maybe so.
But I really enjoy, again, this is a red letter game for us. It's always been something I learned from Bill McCartney at CU about what it meant to be a red letter game. It's kind of create a rivalry in a sense, try to make sure you understand that this game means a lot to this program, our program, and because out of the respect of what Chattern was able to do. And so I think that we look at it, and so we're looking to try to make sure that we can go give it our all in a red letter game. And it's important to our alumni. It's important to our former Pac football players to be a little tuned in on this. And so we had a great week of practice. It was hotter than heck today out there at practice. And so I'm really looking forward to a great football afternoon on Saturday.
Well, you'd like the student section to show back up. They kind of took the week off last week, Joe, or John. I'm not sure what happened there. The students must have had a big party or something, but we need to be a party in the stands at the student section across the way. I got a lot of comments about that. They said, where are the students at this week?
It was fall break. First time we had fall break.
So maybe that's okay. So they're going to be back and forth then.
Yeah, and I think that we took a lot of those were redshirt players. I put them in the stands, and I put them on our sidelines, and that's created a little juice, atmosphere, and energy for us.
All right, we'll have the ball game for you. It's a 2 o'clock kickoff. We'll be on there at 1:30. There is television as well this weekend as well. They use our commentary for the ball game. But 1:30 pregame on Fox Sports Pueblo, 2:02 kickoff. All right, people to thank. Of course, Ryan, Howard, everybody here from ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House and Ardeen Brothers with the Car Pros. My partner is Joe Cervi. The head coach is John Wristen. Aaron Kinnischtzke has been our producer and engineer. My name is Jim Brooks. We invite you to join us on Saturday. Until then, good night, everybody.
Go Pack.